Shalom, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I hope and pray that everybody is preparing their mind for what's coming upon this earth, the signs and wonders that that many of us will see. Um, Scripture says, "My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge." I hope you understand what is coming upon the earth, especially Babylon. Today I'd like to talk about magic. As I take you down this road, this path of magic, please mash the like button or the dislike button. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, as we'll be making a lot more videos. But today, let's talk about magic. Let's talk. It doesn't really matter whether you believe in magic or not. If you believe in the Bible, then you have to believe in magic. So, if you don't believe in magic, you don't believe in the Bible. But anyway, here's 100 Bible verses about magic in the Bible. I'm going to read a few of these. We'll kind of jump around, but this will kind of get us kicked off and get us going here. Leviticus 19:31. Do not turn to mediums or necromancers. This is another word for sorcerers or palm readers, these type of people. Do not seek them out, so make yourselves unclean by them. So you mess with these people, you're making your temple unclean. I am Yah, your dad. If you see me read these words a little differently than most, I look at it as the God of the world as my dad, the one that created me and the one that I try to obey. I call him Dad. I don't use none of these titles. His name, in my opinion, is Yah or Yay, but I usually just refer to him as Dad. Revelation 21:8. But as for the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, as for the murderers, the sexual immoral, and sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars. I'd stop lying right now if I were you, because this encompasses a lot. But going on down, don't believe every spirit, but test all spirits, that they're from Dad. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. These false prophets, what this is saying is just people who say they are Christians, really. It could be pastors, or it could be Kanye West just saying that he's a Christian, or it could be Donald Trump just saying he's a Christian when really he's not. It's the same thing as Constantine the Great, when he claimed to be a Christian and merged Christianity and paganism. But moving on down it, 2 Kings 21:6, as he burned his son as an offering and used fortune telling and omens and dealt with mediums and with necromancers, he did much evil in the sight of Dad, provoking him to anger. So they were doing it, whether you want to accept it or not, they were doing it. So Isaiah 8:19. And when they say to you, inquire of the mediums and the necromancers who chirp and murder, should not a people inquire of their Dad? Should they inquire of the dead on behalf of the living? See, these palm readers and things, they act like they talk to your lost loved ones when really they're just talking to demons. The demons knew your lost loved ones, so they can act like them. They knew things that your passed on loved ones did, and they can bring it back up to trick you. That's why he says don't mess with them, because they know your past and even your family members' past. Exodus 22:18. You shall not permit a sorcerer, a witch, a necromancer, a medium, many words go here, warlocks, wizards. You don't allow them to live, it says. It's a strong verse, people. Acts 19:19. And a number of those who had practiced magic arts brought their books together and burned them in the sight of all. And they counted the value of them and found it came to 50,000 pieces of silver. There's a clue right there. I haven't found it yet, but if anyone wants to dig for it, there's that 50,000. There's something. There's a treasure there waiting. Deuteronomy 18:10 through 12. Anyone who practices divination or turns fortunes, like fortunes are made by magicians because they know how to. A magician wants money too. Don't make no mistake. Or interprets omens, or a sorcerer or charmer or a medium or a necromancer or one who inquires of the dead. All kinds of presidents throughout the years have invoked other dead presidents and everything in the White House, but Christians don't pay attention to it. For whoever does these things is an abomination to Dad. And because of these abominations, Dad is driving them out before you. He just now told you what was an abomination to him. What's an abomination? Calling on dead people instead of calling on him. See that no one takes you captive by philosophy, like Plato and these old ancient philosophers. You'll see more about that. And empty deceit according to human tradition, according to elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Yahusha. Acts 8:9 through 13. But there was a man named Simon who has previously practiced magic in the city and amazed the people of Samaria, saying that he himself was somebody great. Kind of sounds like Chris Angel or somebody like that. They all paid attention to him from the least to the greatest, saying, have you ever seen how people will swarm around a magician? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Will Smith or if it's a child 8 years old. This man is power of God that is called great, and they paid attention to him because for a long time he had amazed them with his magic. But when they believed Philip as he preached good news about the kingdom of Dad and the name of Yahusha, they were baptized, both men and women. Even Simon himself believed, and after being baptized he continued with Philip, and seeing signs and great miracles performed, he was amazed. We're talking about black magic and white magic. When Moses was talking to the Pharaoh and he throwed his staff down and made a serpent out of it, the Pharaoh just brought in sorcerers, necromancers, these warlocks, and they did the same magic, but Moses's magic was greater than theirs. So when you think of magic, think of miracle. When you see magic, to the common eye, looks like a miracle. Ezekiel 13:20 therefore says, Dad, behold, I am against your magic bands with which you hunt the souls like birds, and I will tear them from your arms, and I will let the souls whom you hunt go free. The souls like birds, like double-headed phoenixes, songbirds. Deuteronomy I don't want to spend too much time here because I've got so much more to go over with you. Leviticus 20:27. A man or a woman, a warlock, wizard, or a sorceress who is a medium or necromancer shall surely be put to death. Why? Why does Scripture say to put them to death? Because if they ever would be put in a position of power to rule over you, you're in a world of trouble. They shall be stoned with stones, their blood shall be upon them. He says, don't worry about you committing a sin by performing this act. Their blood shall be on them. They shouldn't have done it. But I hope you guys will go down through and read. There's 100 of them. People, you can go through here and read about all the magic and sorcery that was going on in biblical times. Well, it's still going on today. It's just cloaked. It's cloaked behind the brotherhood. But moving on here, let's look at Revelation 18:23. Now this 18, pay special attention to this 8, as it's the Ouroboros, and Skull and Bones 322. You'll notice these two numbers here is important. And we'll start right here. The doom of Babylon, and the sound of the harpist and the musicians, of flute players and trumpeters. See this word here, trumpeters? I'm going to show you what a trumpeter is. Let's see if I can show you what a trumpeter. Let's do this. Now listen close to what these people are chanting. We love you. We love you.
Don't say that. I'll start to cry. That wouldn't be good for my image.
He's gonna cry. They're hollering, "We love you." And Trump says he's about to cry for him to stop it. This is a joke, people, played on the American people. This guy is a magician. Maga means magi or magician. He is putting a magic spell on the Christian world to back him in this civil war that's coming to America. But we'll read on here. Will never ring out in you again. He's talking about Babylon. He's talking about America. Nor will any craftsman of any trade be found in you again. He's going to destroy America beyond inhabitation again. Nor the sound of the millstone be heard in you again. There'll be no more wheat made here in America. The light of a lamp will never shine in you again. No electricity will ever be in America again. And the voices of the bride and the bridegroom will never call out in you again. For your merchants were the great ones. Let's see if we can figure out who some of these great ones were. You know, like IBM, like Apple Computer, like Amazon, like eBay, like Yahoo, Yahuwah. These were your great merchants of the earth. Now listen close to what he says. Because all the nations were deceived by your sorcery, by your magic, by your sorcerers. by the people that went to the mystery schools, the ancient mystery schools. They were practicing sorcery. And there was found in her, America, the blood of prophets and saints and all who had been slain on the earth. America's been responsible for a lot of death across the earth as we went in and robbed oil and natural resources from these other countries. America's got a big price to pay, as it is Babylon. Babylon, New York would be more accurate. Now, notice again, Deuteronomy, here we see the Ouroboros again. But let's see what this verse here says. When you enter the land that when you enter the land that Dad is giving you, do not imitate the detestable ways of the nations there. So he gave us America because America's a beautiful country. But he did not want us celebrating these pagan holidays that the Americans celebrate, like Nimrod's birthday, aka Christmas, Ishtar Day, aka Easter, Valentine's Day. All of these man-made holidays are pagan. He wanted us to keep his feast days. Let no one be found among you who sacrifices his son or daughter in the fire. You guys don't realize, or some of you don't realize, that your elite, your movie stars, your falling stars, let's say, will sacrifice their children in the fire to Baal. Practices divination or conjuring. Study that word. Interprets omens or practices sorcery. Casts spells, consults a medium or spiritualist, or inquires of the dead. So none of this was supposed to be going on in this land that Dad gave us. Because if you're under a spell, really you're being blinded. That's all a magic trick is you're blind to the truth of seeing what it is. So you could be wandering around in blindness under a spell and not even realize that you're under a spell. So that's why it's so dangerous to have people running around that are casting spells. This is Revelation 3:9. It says, I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door which no man can shut. When Dad says, I know your deeds, know that your eyes are recorders that are attached to a hard drive. So he can go back when you were 8 years old and rewind the video and see what you did. There is no lying to Dad. See, I have placed before you an open door which no one can shut. He's talking about the Hebrew dalet. And I encourage you guys to study what the Hebrew dalet is. It's the doorway. It's a triangle. For you have only a little strength. Now remember, this is to the church in Philadelphia. This is the one that we all want to be part of, this church right here. For you only have a little strength, yet you have kept my word. He's talking about his Torah. Eating clean and remembering his Sabbath. Just mainly do the best you can with the knowledge that you have, but start crossing over into the ancient path. And have not denied my name. He's talking about his Hebrew name. He's not talking about all these titles that were falsely attributed to him. He's talking about simply his Hebrew name, which is the letters YAHWH. H, and possibly U. I think that might be but it's YAH is the root. I haven't denied that name, and I hope you haven't either. Look at those who belong to the synagogue of Satan. See, I know who he's talking about. These here that's called the Jews from the synagogue of Satan. These are the ones that's running Israel right now. Netanyahu, all of them, even Trump and Ivanka, all your main rabbis over there got the black cubes on their head. These are the Zionist Jews. And it says here, who claim to be Jews but are liars instead. See, Trump, Ivanka, all them, Netanyahu, they're all saying that they're Jews, which there's where the confusion is in Christianity, because the Nazarene got mixed in with being called Jews. If we knew that Jews were bad and the Nazarene were good, we would just separate the words, but Satan blended the two groups of people into the Jews group. So we got to make sure that we know that there's the Torah Jews, which are the righteous Jews, and then the Talmud Jews, which are the Zionist Jews from the synagogue of Satan. Then you can understand what's going on over in Israel. He says, I will make them come and bow down at your feet, and they will know that I love you, because you have kept my command. He says, you've kept my Sabbath, you've kept from eating unclean food, this sort of thing. You've tried your best to obey the ancient path. To preserve, I will also keep you from the hour of testing that is about to come upon the whole world, to test those who dwell on the earth. So what he's telling you there is, because we've not denied his Hebrew name, we've tried to obey his laws the best that we can, he says he's going to keep you from the hour of testing that is about to come upon the whole world. It says to test those who dwell on the earth. It's the ones that they thought they didn't have to obey his laws, but they're getting ready to find out that they did. But interesting there, but we'll keep moving on. Another verse here that I'd like to read to you. Acts 19:19, maybe 19:18. We'll start here. Many who had believed now came forward, confessing and disclosing their deeds. And a number of those who had practiced magic arts brought their books. Oh yeah, I think we've already read this. So, and a number of those who practiced magic art brought their books and burned them in front of everyone. These are old Harry Potter books, all their books. When the value of the books was calculated, the total came to 50,000 drachmas. I'd like to actually study this word right here. I think there's a treasure lying in there, but we better move on. This is going to be a long video. If you hadn't hit the like button, please do so. We'll just move. We see here that the mystery schools, the ancient magic mystery schools, go right back to the Pyramid of Giza. It goes back to the beginning of time, really. And you can see here the Egyptian Ankh with the all-seeing eye here. This is this is really the Eye of Horus, but you'll learn more of that. This is the Eye of Horus with the round symbol, but Dad is the Aleph with the Dalet up in the top of the Aleph, the all-seeing eye. But we'll read a little bit of this here. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. was the philosophical statement of Socrates. In many ways, the thoughts of Socrates parallel mystery school teachings, including his most well-known quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living." There is no clear record that Socrates was part of a mystery school, but the mystery temple philosophies were said to have inspired the rise of Thoth. Makes me want to think of Egyptian Thoth and thought. In the Greek Empire, as a temple life was something every Greek participated in on some level, including rituals on holidays, sacred ceremonies, and even the occasional trek to see an oracle for guidance. One of the most famous was the Temple of Delphi, I guess that's how you pronounce that, with the famous oracles. The esoteric axiom inscribed above the temple floor, "Know thyself," was a mental reminder to those who entered the temple of the first lesson each mystery school student endeavored to answer: who am I and why am I here? Sacred symbols of the mystery school teachings remain in locations around the world. So these schools are everywhere, people. They're magic schools or mystery schools. They're just teaching the dark arts, the dark craft. The most famous are found in the temples of ancient Egypt. You know, that's where the fallen angels stole the knowledge and kept it hidden from you or mankind. The divine energy of the goddess Sekhmet is still felt today by those who visit there, and many come away with stories of profound experiences while entering her temple. But I'll try to put these links down in the bottom. One thing I've been meaning to do is give you guys the links, but you can how are wisdom teachings shared? The teachings from the mystery schools are referred to as wisdom, enlightenment, and esoteric teachings have been shared through many ages of humanity. Carefully crafted, the teachings were taught esoterically to the masses in parables and esoterically to those who were ready to look deeper within their soul. This is what Trump did. From the time Trump was born, he was involved in these schools. In these schools, I think one of the base knowledges is they do a ritual called the cremation of care. By doing this cremation of care will make you a killer in the economic industry. Most of these, Trump says his dad taught him to be a killer. Well, you're going to find out that he wasn't lying, but it's just a killer in the industry. You're willing to do whatever it takes to get the almighty dollar, whether it be, Scripture says, giving up your soul. How does the Scripture go? To gain the whole world if you have to give up your soul to get it. I think you guys know. But that's what it's in reference to. You can gain the whole world, but if you give up your soul, what was the use in it? Here, that's Thoth there. I don't know if any of you guys have studied him, but he's with Hermes Thoth. I think it's Thoth. I've actually spelled it. But thought. Think of thought. I think we have two sides of our brain. One side speaks to us righteously and the other side doesn't. But you can see here the ancient mystery schools, and notice up here the Ouroboros. This is the number 8. Keep that in mind as we go through, because signs and symbols will reveal secrets. For over 4,000 years, the ancient Egyptian mystery schools have been seen as the ultimate in secret wisdom and knowledge. Strangely enough, wisdom is hiding in knowledge. It is the owl. You see here the O-W-L. Many believe that the teachings of the Egyptian mystery schools originated from Atlantis, from Thoth, from the god Osiris, and from the stars, fallen stars. Ancient Egypt was the cradle for all ancient mysteries. It all goes back to the pyramid. That's why you see all the magicians and all these people with the pyramid symbols. One is good, one is bad. The ancient Egyptian mystery schools originated in Memphis near the Great Pyramid. Originated near the Great Pyramid. The secret teachings originated from Atlantis and was shared with the ancient Egyptians. I really think Atlantis is the Garden of Eden. This is my own hypothesis, but I think the Garden of Eden is Atlantis, and it could be where the Great Pyramid of Giza is. It's just covered up with sand, but time will tell. And I think the fallen angels shared the knowledge with the Egyptians. The influence of these sacred rites and secret doctrines has influenced other nations across the world. The Egyptian mystery schools contain knowledge that originates from ancient times. The pyramid texts of Egypt were written about 5,000 years ago and contain magical formulas and spells. These are quoted as prayers from a far more ancient period. I think Trump is able to, believe it or not, read these ancient writings from Thoth and the Emerald Tablets. Trump plays sometimes like he's stupid, but I think we're dealing with, well, we know that if he's a wise man, if he's a sorcerer, then he's a lot more intelligent than we'll ever know. In the time of Ramses, Egypt shone as a beacon light of civilization throughout the known world. Spiritual seekers of the divine sciences came from the distant shores of Asia Minor and Greece. They arrived to study in the sanctuaries with Maga. You see Maga here? Maga. And Hierophants, with whom they believed could give them secrets of immortality. See, that's what they all want. Any of the elite, if you get to the root of what they're really looking for, it is immortality, because they know they're going to have to pay a price for the sins that they've committed here on earth. In the verse back there where it talked about the Jews from the synagogue of Satan, it says, I will make them come worship before your feet and know that I have loved you. I'm going to show you how wonderful our dad really is, because he's showing you here, he's already made the Pope wash people's feet for years. Even though this is one sick, evil, disgusting man, Dad makes him kiss other people's feet and worship their feet. He acts like he does this out of compassion, but really it's from Dad making him do this. So this man here he wants to kill everybody. This is like the old ancient pharaohs. But just found that to be Dad put the connection together for me that he's already making the Pope wash the feet and worship their feet, but it's going to be in public. It's going to be more in a public display later on. But I thought that was interesting. Now, let's see what we got here. Gonna be a long video, Blake. Okay, let me get I just created some images in Photoshop. I'm gonna bring this one up here and show it to you. Now, I found this image here of Chris Angel. That's a look, you know, go look at Chris Angel, cause he's magic, you know, and then Dad's shown me that Trump is actually a wise man. He's a wizard, he's a warlock, he's a sorcerer, he's a necromancer, but he's a time traveler, could be a shapeshifter, but he's all of these things. So I wanted to kind of look at if there was any connections maybe between Chris Angel back here and Donald Trump. Well, I found this image of Chris Angel with his legs spread elevating. I could probably show you an actual, let's see. But anyway, there's this, he's got his legs spread, he's elevating himself. He's got his feet, this is Chris Angel's feet here, and then he's got his legs spread here, elevating himself. When we look at the word elevate, let's see. I'll raise this up where we can see it. Oh, come on. We see the word evil hiding in elevate. See, this is some of the magic that they're able to do is one being elevate themselves up off the earth. There's an original picture of Trump at one of his golf courses. I cut this part out of it, but this is him standing in his golf course, elevating himself about 2 feet off the ground. And as I looked at this image here, I seen a card here that had 5 on it. And I seen a card here that had 5 on it. I seen a card here that had 5 on it, and a card here that had 5 on it. Well, and you see the pyramids here. You see the birds here, the double-headed phoenix. But I knew through my past studies that Satan is 55. So here we got the 55 and the 55 up here. And I just overlaid this image of Trump on here with Chris Angel peeking out behind the back there. But this was originally a Chris Angel. It was on A&E, I guess, here. I seen that. But you see Maga, the word Maga, hiding in the word magicians. Trump is a magician just because he don't wear a cloak and he wears a suit and tie doesn't make him any less knowledgeable in the magic arts or the craft. He just don't do it visibly to show off with it. He keeps it a secret. That way he can blind you with it. But really, he's just doing sorcery on the magics, the Maga, the Maga Million March or whatever that's having. Think about that. But here's another image that I created. This is a wizard back here, and I put the Ouroboros here, the snake eating himself, and Maga Master. See, these Magi are the ones that created the words that you speak. It was evil magicians and sorcerers that created these words that we speak. That's why you see the M-A in Master, and you see it in Maga, and you see it in Ma, as in Mother Earth. And you see the 3 pyramids here just in these first 2 letters. I really think the M is upside down triangles, just like this font is right here. But I think we probably read Revelation 18:22, but sometimes these images go together, and it's just like, I know Dad laid it together. I put the upside down Freemason symbol here, as this V will be the mark of the beast. The Hebrew Vav will be the mark of the beast. But we can see here that Satan in gematria, might be able to make this a little bigger. You can see here that this in original ordinal 55, reverse Francis Bacon 155. These 19s are important because you think about 9/11 and Revelation 9/11, King out of the bottomless pit. This 8, Ouroboros, reverse satanic 255. You start noticing numbers a lot better. 1655, but and then the purpose of this video is to expose the ones called the Jesuits. Most people look at them, refer to them as the Illuminati. Many people will mention the Rothschilds. It's the elite of the elite. That's who these Jesuits are. Now, Trump went to Fordham University, which is a Jesuit school. We notice here that when we write the Jesuits, we get the number 55 in Jewish reduction, and we also get it in single reduction here, and also single reduction here. Nikola Tesla told us that if we discovered the secrets of 369, we could unlock the universe. Just something to keep in mind there. Dad showed me a while back that, especially this English ordinal, if you take this number and you cross-reference it over into Strong's, usually there'll be a clue waiting for you. But when you look at this 136, we see the Jesuits in single ordinal equals 136, and we see Adonai, which is a word for Lord, like Lord Rothschild or Lord Baal. And we can see here that it also can mean lords, as in plural, kind of like the fallen angels. But that's who these Jesuits are, or I think probably the fallen angels in human form. But this is the Jesuit oath. This really years ago opened my eyes. If you don't get anything else from this video, read this oath that the Jesuits take and understand that Trump is Jesuit trained, and a lot of people that Trump deal with are Jesuit trained and have taken this oath. I'll just read the first couple sentences here, and then I want to read something on down. But when a Jesuit of minor rank is to be elevated to command, he is conducted into the chapel of the convent of the order, where there are only 3 others present. The principal of the superior standing in front of the altar. On either side stands a monk, one of whom holds a banner of yellow and white, which are the papal colors, and the other a black banner with a dagger and a red cross. People, make sure that the cross isn't pagan. Make sure you ain't been tricked into worshiping something pagan. Above a skull and crossbones. See, all your bushes were skull and crossbones, with the word INRI. Look at your old Jesus images and you'll see these 4 letters. But I want to scroll on down. This is a long oath. You really give your soul over to the devil when you sign this one, buddy. But I'm just going to read this here in red. It says, I furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity present, make and wage relentless war. Now I think Trump took this oath. So he's saying, I furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity present, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics. Now, the question is, who are these? Is that you? But we'll go on down. Protestants and liberals, as I am directed to do, to extirpate and exterminate them from the face of the whole earth. And that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition. So, I mean, even if you're crippled, you're going to get, he says he's going to take no mercy on you. And that I will hang, waste, bull, flay, strangle, and bury alive these infamous heretics. Rip up the stomachs and wombs of their women and crush their infants' heads against the walls. I wonder if he's talking about his wall, the Trump wall. In order to annihilate forever their execrable race, that when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poison cup. Surely he's not talking about, you know what's getting ready to be approved. Think about it, people. It's the venom. He's getting ready to use the venom on you. The strangulation cord, the steel of the piano cord, or the leaden bullet, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the person or persons, whatever may be their condition. He says he'll take out his own military, either public or private, at any time may be directed to do so by any agent of the Pope. This is who he's saying his God is. He's going to do anything he says to do. Of superior or of the brotherhood of the holy faith of the society of Jesus. Why are these evil people calling themselves the society of Jesus? Why would evil people associate themselves with Jesus? Guys, I ask you to let no man deceive you. You study these things out on your own to make sure that no one has deceived you into a wrong name or a wrong religion. Now, moving on here. This is, I just Googled Trump, Fordham University, Jesuit school, but this is you can see here, different Donald Trump's Jesuit education. He went to Fordham. This is Trump and his dad. Fred Christ Trump. People too blind to see, but... And then you can scroll on down through here, but in this Fordham University, I was looking for an article. Let's see. A guy wrote an article and said if Trump went to Fordham University, there was 3 things he probably studied. One was Islam, and the other was the philosophies of where's that? Let me see if I can find. Maybe I got these mixed up here. Yeah, right here, I believe. Inside Trump's days at Fordham. President Donald Trump likes to talk about the fact that he went to the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania, mentioning his academic achievement in his book, The Art of the Deal, and throughout his presidential campaign. Trump, however, did not spend all 4 years of his college career at the University of Pennsylvania's prestigious business school. Before earning his degrees in economics, he was a student at Fordham College at, see this here, C. Raw Hell. C. Raw's Hell. This is how these words decode. Hill decodes to hell, and Rose decodes to C. Ra. Amun Ra. For 2 years. Today, Fordham students expressed mixed feelings about Donald Trump's time at Rose Hill campus, ranging from indifference to happiness, to one sophomore feeling terrible that the president's name is tied to her college. Although Trump boasted about attending Fordham wasn't his first choice of college, and real estate wasn't his first choice of career either. Trump originally wanted to be a movie producer, according to Newsweek. That's why he's been in so many Hollywood movies. When he was rejected from the University of Southern California, he chose to attend Fordham until he eventually decided to pursue business and transfer to the University of Pennsylvania. Sylvania. Think about Sylvania. That's where he got in. Trump's sister, Miriam Trump Berry, said regarding his decision to go to Fordham in Gwendolyn Blair, the Trumps, 3 generations of builders and a presidential candidate. Now here's where I want you to pay attention. During Trump's time at Fordham, he would have studied topics such as Islam. I don't know how you say this, but I think it's Socrates, Aristotle. So remember this: Socrates, Aristotle, and logic, according to John T. Carey, FCR 68, in the Chronicle of Higher Education. So he says if Trump went here, these are 3 things that he for sure took part in. These 3 things. So let's see. First, we know about pretty much a little bit about Islam. We know kind of what them characters are like. But let's see who, maybe Aristotle, who Trump studied about. Surely this guy's not some kind of a magician or something, but was a Greek philosopher and a polymath during the classical period in ancient Greece, taught by Plato. Notice their alchemy. Academy, but I'm sure they was in the school of thought, like Thoth. Studying about Thoth is what they were doing. He was the founder of Lyceum and Peripatetic School of Philosophy, and the tradition is writing cover many subjects, including physics, biology, zoology, metaphysics, logic, ethics, poetry, theater, music, psychology, linguistics, language. But you can become very intelligent if you study language, economics, politics, and government. Let's see. I thought there was something else. Said his father, let's see. Plato. I think we're going to learn more about Plato. I was thinking of something else in here that 384 BC, ancient Greek philosophy, the art of the deal. You could also call philosophy the art of the deal. It's how to manipulate people. But they're connected to Plato. This is Socrates. He was accredited for Western philosophy as being the first moral philosopher of the Western ethical tradition of thought. They're studying thought. They're studying your thoughts. An enigmatic figure that he authored no text and is known chiefly through the accounts of classical writers composing after his lifetime, particularly in his students Plato, and Infinite, however you pronounce it. Other sources, looking on down through here. Seeing what else I see, just kind of skimming through here. You guys can check out. These guys were studying magic. That's what I'm going to prove out to you here shortly. Let's see. So I think there was more in that. This is an article, Ancient Magic, Magic and Witchcraft in Ancient Greece and Rome. And we can see here, this is a tag archives Plato. What was a demon? Consider, if you will, a word. It could be any word, big or small, well used or rarely heard. However, it must be a word to which you apply significant meaning. In my case, the word I chose was demon. When I began to research the subject of demons with reference to the ancient Greek world, I discovered a rather irksome situation. Many of the texts which I looked in to see what they had to say on the subject of demons were problematic, in that too often the translated version shied away from the term demon, like to avoid the association that word has due to the Judeo-Christian context with which a large majority of people read. However, despite this irritating hindrance, eventually I came to a source which was clear, one which by dint of being functionality a discussion. And then I can't read this, but I'm sure this is what it says, about the accuracy of names. That's why it's so important that we get the name of the Creator perfectly, because once we do, we're going to find out that it holds power. Was forced to state things without such obfuscatory language as he, see. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but we see he, see the Dalet. They are called pure spirits dwelling on the earth. This source that actually sets them out plainly in a slight departure from his usual style is Plato's Cratylus. In Cratylus, the subject of demons comes up only for one exchange when Socrates and the men questioning him are discussing the order in which they should deal with topics going forward in the text. And Hermogenes asks that it must make logical sense that following gods, they should discuss demons. In this typical style, Socrates immediately launches into a discussion of demons, prompted as he was by a question. Socrates first makes reference to he, see, D, mention of demons as the spirit of the golden race of men. And here the translator, Benjamin Jowett, does not shy away from the translating the Greek. This word here, look at it. You might not be able to read it, but just look at it. As demon. As the translations of he, see, D, which I have read previously, have all translated that, see this? So we'll just say he translated as demon. So translated that demon with any applicable word except demon. The reference to he, see, D made by Plato and Cratylus directed me to a Greek version of works and days, where sure enough, the word which had been translated as pure spirits was revealed to be demons. So I thought that to be all these guys, these ancient philosophers, they were sorcerers, they were wise men, they were wizards and warlocks, just like Merlin. Here's Merlin. I was reading about Merlin, known as an enchanter or wizard. His standard depiction based on amalgamation of historical and legendary. But you can read about Merlin, who Merlin was. But there's another. I thought this to be interesting here. I was trying to draw a connection between Merlin and Trump, and somebody has written, this Colin Weber has written a book called Merlin and the Last Trump. I'm not sure what this book here is about, but definitely has an interesting title. And we've seen that, and then Aristotle, and Plato. But I'm afraid you Christians have elected yourself a king that is actually a sorcerer. And if you think Chris Angel's magic is amazing, you wait till you see the master Mason. We're getting ready to see some things that this world, some magic that this world has never seen before. I think the elect will see through it, but it's going to be something pretty spectacular that old Donald Trump's going to pull off. It's going to be mind-boggling. You can imagine that the technology that the Vatican and NASA has, I mean, especially like holographic technology. Get on YouTube and look at holograms in the 20th century and just look at how real these things are. What if they can make monsters flying around in the sky above you? You know, is your heart going to be able to stand up to that? But I encourage you guys to really study things out. Let no man deceive you. If I've planted a seed in you, take that seed and keep running with it. Keep digging in the rabbit hole until you dig something up. But again, if you hadn't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, click on the bell, and you'll be notified as I upload more videos. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy knowledge and wisdom. But please comment in the comments below, and I'll try to get these links up there so you guys can actually look at some of these verses and these links. We'll try to get some of that down there. But thanks again for watching. See y'all soon. Shalom.